Hello Aquarius, my name's Jason. Thank you for visiting my channel. This is your mid-April general tarot reading, 2019. So it could be about love, career, any questions at the forefront of your mind. If it's resonating for you, or even if it's not resonating, please go ahead and check out my readings for your rising sign and your moon signs. I find they so often resonate much more strongly. But for now, you go into this period, Aquarius, with the Ten of Wands. So perhaps you've just realized that you've been a little bit busy and you may have taken on more than you could realistically achieve, or perhaps you've promised someone more than you could deliver, or you're feeling that way and you've realized now that you need to just drop a couple of things, and you might be worried that you're losing a bit of status or favor with somebody because you can't live up to those promises that you've made almost. I'm thinking this is more about just organizing and delegating more than a real inability to cope. Okay. Your challenge for the period, for the second half of April, you have the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is about rebirth, and it's about recognizing that you're making decisions which, once you make them, there will be no going back. So perhaps there's a contract you're entering into, or some kind of a relationship perhaps you're beginning or leaving, and leaving this relationship or this situation that you're in, once you make that final decision and do it, there'll be no going back, okay? But it's looking like you need to see the positive side of this and realize that this is a chance of rebirth for you. So I can see that there's like a new start coming, but as I say, once you make this new start, you won't be able to go back to that old way. Okay, in your hopes position, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about working, and I'm thinking this is about learning a new skill. Perhaps you're looking forward to undertaking a new course, or could be a new job, but whatever it is, I'm feeling that this is something unfamiliar to you, something that you've never done before, and you're feeling quite optimistic about this, but there will be a lot of learning involved, and you might need to be prepared to make a few mistakes to do this. But again, it's feeling like a new start for you, something which is going to cut the cord with the old way of doing things, the old way of thinking. Please excuse the noise in the background. My home's a building site at the moment, which is why I'm doing this from my bedroom. Okay, you have in your best attitude position the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a beautiful energy to have. It indicates longevity and stability and a happy home. And what I'm feeling with this card is that if you take the approach that what you're moving into is for like a long-term situation, so whatever you've undertaken here, it's about commitment, but it's a commitment you're happy to have. Okay, so embrace this new opportunity that you've taken, or this new change that you've made in your life, and see all the good things which can come out of it, and you'll be reflecting and projecting this energy of coming from a happy place. And I'm really feeling that whatever you're putting out there, you'll be getting back. Okay, so that's a nice feeling I'm getting, and you're being encouraged to really see the positives of whatever changes there are. So often when we have big changes in our life, we seem to fear it and maybe complain about things on the way. The Four of Wands is asking you to just see all the good stuff that's happening and see that there's a long-term benefit, a long-term stability from whatever this is. Even if the long-term stability is really, it's just a long-term way of doing things. So maybe stability is the wrong word. It's a situation you're going to be in which will be fulfilling for a long period. If we put it that way, that cover a couple more bases. And in the outcome, you have the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is a card of sensing some kind of betrayal, or that perhaps someone else has done the wrong thing by you. And what I'm feeling here is that this is just a feeling, and you may be a bit worried that by leaving this situation that you're in now, which you're being encouraged to do, you may be letting someone down, and they may be feeling betrayed. So rather than you feeling betrayed, I'm feeling that you may be a little bit worried that you haven't fulfilled your part of the bargain, or you're feeling a little bit guilty that you've had to leave someone behind who needs you or needs what you have. And so for some of you, this could be quite a poignant sort of a moment in your life, but it looks like in the end it's for the better. Okay, I will clarify a couple of these. I was just going to do brief readings between the jackhammering and the drilling, but I'm curious about this reading, Aquarius, so we'll see where it's going. Okay, so the Ten of Wands was your opening energy. Please clarify the Ten of Wands for Aquarius for the second half of April. And you have the Chariot card. Okay, good. So the Chariot is about moving on, moving forward, and it looks like you've been moving forward, doing a lot, doing so much. And you remember that I said that this perceived inability to cope was just perceived. I'm thinking that's right here. You've got the willpower and the strength and the get up and go to achieve this, but you do need to decide what's important to you and drop what's not and focus on the things which will really move you forward. The Chariot always talks to me about focus and just making things happen. Okay, so beautiful energy there to have. Now, this Judgment card here, it's also called the Karma card. Now, whatever decision you're making, it looks like there's no going back once you do it. It's a major arcana, so it could set something up for a long term, if not, it could be like a life-changing decision that you're making here, cutting some cord. So why is the Judgment card here? What's the Judgment card here for Aquarius? We have, okay, the Seven of Swords. All right, yeah, so it looks like this is quite often a card of deception. And the challenge here for you, I'm seeing that this person, this character, they're leaving. They may be feeling a little bit guilty about things, but they've left a couple of swords behind. So what I'm feeling there is that there could be a loss. You won't be able to go back and get those two swords. So a part of you will want to go back to this situation, Aquarius, whatever it is that you're leaving or whatever you're moving on from, but you've got to realize that there will be you won't be able to go back and get those swords that you've left behind. Okay, that's what I'm feeling there. It can be a card of deception. So perhaps whatever you're leaving, you're telling someone that you're leaving for whatever it is, even if it's yourself, you're saying to yourself or to someone else that you're leaving for one reason when it's really for another reason. Yeah, so perhaps you haven't been totally honest with why you're leaving, or if it's it might be like, yeah, I'm getting the feeling that you're going to lose something out of this, and you're going to make that decision anyway. So those two swords that you leave behind here, there'll be no going back to get those. It's just going to be the cost of leaving, okay? The cost of moving on. And I'm really feeling that you do need to make this move. Now, the Eight of Pentacles. So it looks like you'll be learning some new kind of a skill, or you have to do some kind of a work, a new way learn to live a new way, learn to live within a different set of rules or a different set of parameters. You might be, again, it could be about changing a job, could be about moving into a new place, perhaps some kind of institution, and you'll have to follow new rules. But it's also, I'm thinking about learning something. So why is the Eight of Pentacles here. What's the Eight of Pentacles here for Aquarius? And you have the Queen of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Swords could be an air energy around you. This is about being able to say something straight out. Okay, so perhaps you're learning like public speaking or a new supervisory role where part of your role is to inform people very clearly the rules or what's happening, or perhaps you've got to, like debt collection, some of you might be ringing people up and saying, well, this is what we're doing now, and this is the rules you have to follow. If it's not that, it's just about you being able to communicate clearly something. So I'm feeling that whatever you're learning has to do with being very direct. Okay. Now the Four of Wands. Why is the Four of Wands here for Aquarius in the second half of April? Why is the Four of Wands here? And you have the Death card. Okay, so the best attitude is to, as we say, embrace the future, look at all the good things, and the Death card is a card of transformation. So let things transform. Welcome this death of whatever it is, so you can concentrate and embrace the new beginning. So this is actually a pretty it's a pretty optimistic kind of a reading I'm getting, Aquarius. It's just about moving on from something. You may have to leave someone feeling a little betrayed, or feeling a bit guilty about betraying someone. So if you're leaving a job, for example, you may feel that there's no one to replace you, or it's not the right time, or that kind of thing. But let's have a look. Why is the Three of Swords here for Aquarius? Why is the Three of Swords here for Aquarius? And you have Temperance. So it's a card of balance. It's a card of I'm getting cooperation and like negotiation as well. So are you moving into like an area where you need to negotiate with people? I'm getting some kind of law or legal thing, but the Temperance card talks about finding the balance, finding a middle way. But because it's in your outcome position, when this card comes up in the outcome position, it means you'll soon be finding balance in your life. So that's what I'm getting there. Look, that'll make sense for you if this is for you, Aquarius. Please let me know in the comments if it does and how it does. That'd be great. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.